If you are comfortable in a kneeling position, you can start in a kneeling position with your heels on your hips on your heels. If not, just a regular seated position will work as well. So whatever you're comfortable with. This kneeling position helps to open the front of the knees, a little bit of a quad stretch, which might help with things that we're doing later. But if it is uncomfortable on your ankles or your knees, please, by all means, take that into consideration. So when you find yourself seated, bring your hands to the tops of your thighs, resting with your elbows below your shoulders, and drawing your chin slightly towards your throat, reaching through the crown of your head, allowing your spine to grow long. Closing the eyes. And just begin by allowing yourself a moment to arrive. So that initial transition from the events of the day that has brought you to this very moment. Going over quick checklist. And start to allow yourself to move a little deeper into the moment by becoming aware of the rise and fall of your breath. And typically, when we draw awareness to the breath, the first thing we do is deepen the breath. And try to resist that temptation and just acknowledge your normal breath. Noticing that natural rise of your breath, noticing if there is a sound to the natural breath. And the exhalation. And starting to notice which side of the breath is longer naturally. Do you feel your inhalations or your exhalations draw out longer? Or are they the same? Noticing the quality of the breath. Is the rise of the inhalation smooth or slightly rough and jerky? Noticing if there's a slight pause during the transition between the inhalation and exhalations. And what do those transitions feel like? And then notice quality of the exhalations. They exit smoothly, effortlessly. Or do you notice some resistance or speed? As you start to settle into the natural rhythm, the natural flow of your breath, start to notice your body and its response to your awareness on your breath. Noticing those areas that are first to come into your awareness and noticing why they're first to come into your awareness. And then noticing your mind, where your mind settles at the beginning of class. So as we move through this class today, we're going to get a little wild. I'm going to do things that are non-traditional. Sometimes animalistic, rolling around. So just as we enter this practice, enter with a mind of playfulness, of non-judgment, of just going with it. If you want to growl, you're muted, so I won't know. And allow your arms to drop down beside your body. As you roll your shoulders up towards your ears, roll them forward first, and then allow them to roll back towards your spine. Draw the shoulder blades down your back, and then bring them up and through. So just do a couple of shoulder rolls, drawing back first, and start to notice your shoulder blades. Notice how easily they roll on your rib cage, or notice any differences between right and left side. And switch directions. Noticing if one direction is a little easier. We're going to do a lot of stuff with the shoulders today. And the shoulders are actually designed for mobility. We're going to combine that with some stability, because it's the combination of mobility and stability that serve the shoulders greatest, but we're often told to always stabilize the shoulders. So we're going to release that kind of thought and allow for some mobility too. And come back to normal, neutral. Shift forward onto your hands and knees. Separate your feet or your knees wider than hip distance apart, and then turn both of your feet to the left and sit back. So in this position, your left knee will sit inside the arch of your right knee. Both toes point to the left. And take your right hand out to the side and just rest it on the floor. Take your left palm out to the side, palm facing up. And start to rotate it across your body. Follow it with your gaze. So as you take it across and out to the side, continue to look at it. And then cross it in front again. It's time, add on the right hand. So as you twist to the left, touch your left knee with your right hand. Rotate back to the right. Gaze towards your left hand as you take it as far to the right as you can. This time as you twist to the left, touch your right hand to the left knee. Bring your left hand behind your right hip. Inhale, reach to the crown of your spine, grow long. And as you exhale, twist, rotating your heart and your head to gaze over your left shoulder. We'll take a few deep breaths here. Each inhalation growing a little longer in the spine. Each exhalation twisting a little deeper. Untwist. Bring the right hand back to the floor. Left palm out to the side, palm facing up. Take it across. Take it all the way. This time, twist your bicep beside your ear. Palm rotates down. And then it starts to rotate up as you gaze up towards the sky. Rotate back to the right. Palm starts to turn up and rotate all the way back to the left. Touch your left knee with your right hand. Rotate back to the right. Reach the arm across, bicep goes to the ear, palm switches over and then up, gaze up. Rotate the palm down towards the floor, bring it back out in front, palm facing up, twist back to the left. One more time this way. Right palm plants, left bicep to the ear, rotate palm down and then rotate it up as you gaze up. Rotate the palm, head to the right. Continue to follow your left palm as you twist back to the left. So we're going to add on to this. Twist back to the right. Bicep comes up and over the ear. This time come up onto your shins. Lift your hips, gaze back towards your left thumb. Lower the hips to the ground. Palm turns up, twist all the way to the left. Touch left knee with right hand. Twist back to the left. Gaze, twist it up, lift the hips, gaze back towards the left thumb, so press the hips forward, drop the hips. Palm rotates back up, twist last time to the left, Twist back to the right. Bicep to the ear, rotate the palm up, lift the hips, gaze back towards the thumb. Pause, push down for your right hand. Reach your eyes towards your left thumb. Lower the hips. Palm turns up. As you come back to center, hands to the floor, come back up onto the knees. Sit back. Reach the arms out in front of you, palms face up. Inhale, lift up onto the knees. Start to press the hips forward. And as you exhale, I'm going to turn so you can see. Lower back, hips press forward. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lower back. Inhale, pull the hips forward to lift up. Lower back, hold. Squeeze the glutes further forward. Lift the chest, lift the heart. Inhale, pull back up. Hands come back to the floor. Separate the knees wider than hips. This time, toes turn to the right. Lower the hips towards the floor. So right knee inside of left. Arch of the foot. Left hand down. Right palm out. Cross it over in front. Gaze towards the right. Take it back to the right. Twist to the left. Gaze towards the right palm. It's time as you twist, left hand touches right knee. Twist again to the left. Gaze towards the right palm. Twist to the left, or right. Right hand comes behind your hip. Left hand to the knee. Inhale, reach through the crown of your head. As you exhale, rotate your heart, head towards your right shoulder. Slow, deep breaths. Each inhalation growing a little longer in the spine. Each exhalation rotating inside towards the right. Untwist, left hand comes down to the floor to the left, right palm out to the side. Rotate it across, gaze towards your right palm. Twist back. Rotate again, this time bicep comes to the ear. Rotate the palm up, gaze up. Palm turns down and then up. Twist to the right, touch. Right knee with left hand. Twist to the left. Bicep to ear, rotate the arm around, gaze up. Palm faces down, rotate back through. This time, rotate up, lift up onto the shins as you push. Right hand back, gaze back. Lower the hips, twist to the right. Rotate the left. Left hand plants, right bicep to ear, rotate arm up, palm up. Lower the hips. Last time, twist to the right. Twist back to the left. Left hand plants, bicep swings up and around, gaze towards your hips, push the hips forward, gaze back towards your right thumb. Lower the hips. Twist back to center. Both hands to the floor. Come back up onto your knees. Sit back. This time, arms come over the head. It's a little bit more challenging, or you can take them out in front again. Inhale, lift up onto your knees. As you exhale, arms stay over the head, lower back. Inhale up. If this feels too much on your back, bring the arms out in front, lower back. Inhale, lift the hips forward. Exhale, lower back. Gaze towards your thumbs as you press your hips forward. Inhale, lift up. Hands come to the floor. Tuck the toes under and press your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Come way up onto the toes, firm the fronts of the thighs, press them back. Lower the heels towards the floor. Spread your fingers, press to the palms of your hands, and reach your shoulder blades towards your ears. So as if you're dragging the shoulder blades up, and then drag them down your back. Shift shoulder blades up towards your ears, so push the hands into the floor to get more of that lift, and then draw them down. So feel and keep doing this. Feeling the glide of the shoulder blades on your rib cage. And noticing what feels different, what feels better, what feels right. And then settling into that position somewhere between up towards the ears and down the spine that feels the more stable on your back. Separate your feet wider than hip distance apart. Inhale, come up onto your toes. Lift the sit bones as you press the thighs back. Turn both of your heels to the right. Drop your heels to the ground, stacking your left heel in front of your right toes. Press a little bit more through your left hand. Reach a little further back with your left hip. Inhale, come up onto your toes. Turn both heels to the left. Drop your heels to the floor, stacking the right heel in front of your left toes. Press a little bit more through your right hand. Reach it further back with your right hip. Feeling the length along the side body, feeling the length of the outer hip. Inhale, come up onto your toes. Lower your knees to the floor. Point the toes back. Lower your belly to the floor. Chest to the floor, forehead to the floor. Lift up, bringing your elbows below your shoulders. So Sphinx pose. Spread your palms, push your hands into the floor. Start to pull your elbows towards your hips as you push your chest forward between your arms. Tone your lower belly. Take your left hand towards your right elbow, bend your right knee. Kicking your heel towards your hip. You can either stay there or reach behind with the right hand, grab the inner edge of your foot, pull the heel closer towards your hip, and pause. Start to twist to the right, gazing back towards your right foot, if that's comfortable. Keep toning the belly, pulling the lower belly off the floor. Release the front of the foot. And come back down onto both of your elbows. Push the hands down, pull the elbows towards your hip as you push your chest towards the front of your mat. Take your right hand, bring it towards your left elbow, bend your left knee, kicking your heel as close to your hip as you can. Then reach behind with your left hand, finding the inner arch of your foot, pull the heel towards your hip, press down through your right elbow, and twist towards the left. Release the left foot. Pull elbows back as you reach chest forward. And as you exhale, lower your forehead all the way down to the floor. All right, so this is one I'm gonna have to talk through really carefully. Stretch your arms out to the side, T to the body. So both arms stretch out wide. Keep your left hand exactly where it is and slide your right hand towards your right shoulder. Use your right hand to press yourself onto the left side of your body with your left arm behind you. Stack your right foot in front of your left thigh, toe pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Use your right fingertips to push a little bit further onto your left side. Option to step your right foot behind your left thigh. Another option is to take your right hand and place it on the outside of your left hip, rolling the right shoulder further open. So a little stretch of the left front of the shoulder. You'll see this again in a slightly different way. So this is kind of a warm up to something we're doing. Release right hand in front of your face. Roll back onto your belly. Stretch your right arm long out to the side so both arms are T to the body. Turn your head to look at your left hand. Slide your left hand close to your left shoulder. Use your left hand to press yourself onto your right side body. Right hand continues to reach behind you. Either stacking your left foot in front of your right thigh, toes pointing to the long edge of your mat, or stepping the left foot behind the right thigh. Left hand can come to the outside of your right hip. Rolling left front of the shoulder back. So feeling the stretch in the front of the right shoulder, but also feeling that same awareness in the left shoulder. Release left hand back to the floor. Roll back onto your belly, extending left leg long. Hands underneath your shoulders, press up to hands and knees. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Press the hands into the floor. Isometrically twist your hands apart. Inhale, come up onto your toes, gaze between your thumbs, bend your knees, and step to the front of your mat into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, head, chest, reach forward, hips reach back. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, stretch up, arms over your head, gaze up, press the hips forward. Exhale, hands to heart center. Feet can be up to hip distance apart or toes touching, heels slightly separate. Inhale, reach up, sit back, Uttanasana, chair pose. Press the hips back, shifting the weight into your heels. Pull your lower belly off your thighs. Exhale, hinge forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Really reach the head and chest forward as you draw the shoulder blades down your back. So finding almost a back bend here. Exhale, lower, hands to the floor, step back into plank pose, top of the push-up. Bend knees to the floor, toes point back, elbows reach back as you lower hips, belly, chest. Reach your arms out to the body, T to the body. Bend your right knee, lift your right knee off the floor and tap your left toes or your right toes behind your left thigh. Inhale, roll back onto your belly. Bend your left knee, lift your left knee off the floor, reach with your left toes to tap the right side of your mat. Inhale, roll back to your belly. You can imagine this like a scorpion tail. So bend your right knee, lift your knee off the floor, reach with your right toes to tap behind the left side of your mat. Roll back onto your belly. Bend your left knee, reach the knee off the floor, reach with the toes, tap to the right side of your mat. Roll back onto your belly. One more time, bend the right knee, lift the knee, tap to the left with the right toe. Come back onto your belly. Bend your left knee, lift, tap. Roll back onto your belly. Hands in line with the bottom of your rib cage. Inhale, press up, cobra. Tuck the toes under. Exhale, press back, down dog. Press the hands into the floor, lift the hips up and back. Lengthen your side bodies as you reach the outer hips back. Inhale, come up onto your toes, gaze between your thumbs. Exhale, bend your knees, step or hop to the front of your mat, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach head, chest forward, shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, hinge, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach up, sit back, Uttanasana. So finding that slight back bend, lifting your belly off your thighs. Exhale, straighten your legs, Tadasana. Inhale, reach up, sit back, Uttanasana, chair pose. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, reach head, chest forward, shoulder blades draw down your back, collarbones reach forward. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step to the back of your mat, plank pose. Reach to the crown of your head, reach tailbone back. Either lowering down to your knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga all the way down to your belly. So we're gonna add on. Stretch the arms wide out from the body T. Bend your right knee. Lift your right knee, reach your right foot to the ground. Right hand slides in. Use your right hand to push up, sit up. Right foot stays on the floor. Reach your right hand behind your right hip. Right thigh comes to the floor. Reach left arm forward. Push back through the right hand. Twist back to the left. Left hand plants. Right hand plants. Roll back onto your belly. Stretch your arms wide. T. Bend your left knee. Lift the knee. Tap to the right. Use your left hand to press yourself up to a seated position. Left knee twists to the floor. Right arm reaches around, reach it forward. Stretch the side body. Reach back. Right hand comes behind you to the floor. Left hand comes to the floor, roll back onto your belly, stretch your arms wide, T to the body. Lift your right knee. Tap right foot to the left. Use your right hand, press up. Start to twist all the way to your right. Right thigh comes to the floor. Left arm reaches out in front of you, stretch. So here's that first animal thing. Roll back. Roll onto the floor. Both arms wide. Bend the left knee. Lift. Tap to the right. Left hand presses you up. Swing up, around, left thigh presses, right hand reaches, come back up, right hand plants to the floor, left hand plants, arms reach wide, one more time, bend right knee, lift, tap it to the left, right hand pushes you up, swing around, right thigh plants on the floor, reach left arm forward, reach right arm forward. You can either rest on your elbows or rest your forehead onto the floor. So in case you can't see me really well, my right knee is bent. My belly is resting inside of my right thigh. My chest is reaching forward and my arms are reaching forward. My left leg is reaching long in the opposite direction. Bring your left hand back underneath your shoulder. Right hand back. Twist back towards the mat. Left hand plants. Right hand plants. Roll onto your belly. Arms reach wide. Bend your left knee. Lift the knee. Tap the left foot to the right. Left hand presses you up. Twist to the left. Left thigh plants. Right hand reaches. Left hand reaches, either coming down onto your elbows or stretching arms as far forward as you can, resting your forehead to the floor. Breathe into the right side body. Reaching through your right toes in the opposite direction. The right hand comes back under the shoulder. Left hand comes back. Twist back towards the mat. Right hand plants. Left hand plants. Come onto your belly. Inhale, press up, cobra. Tuck your toes under. Press back, down dog. And breathe. Sometimes when we get introduced to new things, especially in the virtual world, it's a little weird. So just roll with it. No pun intended. Sometimes we just have to do what feels natural, what maybe you think I'm doing, but whatever feels good to you. Inhale, come up onto your toes, gaze between your thumbs. Bend your knees, step or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, head, chest, reach forward, shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up, sit back, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhale, straighten the knees, hands beside your hips, Tadasana. One more time, adding on. Inhale, reach up, sit back, Utkatasana. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, reach head, chest forward, shoulder blades down your back. Exhale, step or hop to the back of your mat and lower all the way down to Chaturanga. Spread the arms wide out from the body, T. Bend your right knee. Inhale, lift your right foot. Step it over to the left, right hand slides towards you, push up. Rotate all the way to the right. Right thigh plants, reach left arm forward, come up, pause. So right foot comes to the floor, knee is bent. Right hand is still behind your right hip, left leg is still long. Press through your right foot to lift your hips and reach the left arm back, gaze towards your left thumb. Lower the hips. Twist all the way to the right. Plant both hands. Belly flop, arms wide. Bend the left knee. Lift, tap. Left hand plants, pushes you up. Twist to the left, reach right arm forward. Come back up. Left foot plants, left knee lifts. Press down, lift the hips. Gaze towards your right thumb as you lift. Lower the hips. Twist back to the right. Both hands come to the floor, hips come to the floor. Inhale, press up, cobra. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, lift back. Downward facing dog. Slow down your breath. Press through your hands, isometrically twist. Feel that creates stability in your shoulders. But notice there's still some mobility there. Shift your weight onto your right foot. Lift your left knee up and back into three-legged dog. Bend your left knee or right knee as you kick your right heel towards your left hip. Reach the knee up towards the sky. Press a little bit more through your right hand. To build a stretch in the right side body. Keep pressing through your left hand. Twist, rotate the hips back to square. Bend right knee to nose. Step your right foot up between your hands and lower your left knee to the ground. Point the toes back. Inhale, reach your arms over your head, coming into Anjaneyasana. Sink a little deeper into your front hip crease. Press the front of your left foot into the floor. I'm gonna switch so you can see me. And as you inhale, lift up, reach your right arm back and behind, so twisting open to the right. And then as you exhale, bend and bring the hands together. Inhale, shift back, twist to the right. And then as you exhale, bend, twist forward. Inhale, shift the hips back, rotate open to the right. As you exhale, twist forward. I'm going to switch again. This time as you exhale, drop your left elbow to the floor inside of your right knee. Right hand comes inside of the knee, pull the knee forward, and then lift. Right hand up towards the sky. So if you're able to keep your left elbow on the ground, do so. You can use your hand. Rotate a belly a little further towards your right thigh. Bring your right hand to your right knee. Bend your left knee and take your left foot towards the floor as you stack your right knee on top. So the knees are bent. So we're in a side plank, but the knees are on the floor. Right arm reaches up. Drop your hips to the floor. As you inhale, lift your hips and lift your right knee. Press the hips forward. Bend the knees, drop the knees together, lower the hips to the floor. As you inhale, open top knee, press hips forward. One more time, bend the knees, drop them together. As you inhale, lift your hips, open the top knee, reach your right arm behind you, gaze towards your right thumb, press the hips forward. Lower the knees to the floor. Come down onto both elbows. Toes point back. Wrist in line with the bottom of the rib cage, shoulders down the back. Press up to plank and exhale back to down dog. So sometimes I watch myself in the camera or on the screen, and I can always tell when dark clothes on a dark mat don't help. So I apologize if you can't see real well. Inhale, lift left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the left knee as you reach your right heel towards your right, or left heel towards your right hip. Reach the knee up. Press both hands into the floor. Press the right thigh back. Square your hips, straighten the left leg. Exhale, draw your knee towards your nose. Step your left foot up between your hands. Lower your right knee to the ground. Point the toes back. Inhale, lift up, Anjaneyasana. I'm not going to switch on this side, so it'll look like I'm doing the same side. As you inhale, shift the hips back, reach the right arm back, twist open to the right. As you exhale, twist forward, arms come over the head. Inhale, lift up, twist open to the right. Exhale, shift forward. One more time, inhale, twist open to the right, reach the right arm back. Exhale, twist open. Inhale, lift a little higher. Do exhale this time, twist to the left, bringing your right elbow to the floor inside of your left foot. Use your left hand on your left knee to pull the knee forward as you twist a little deeper to the left. Reach, left arm up. Bend your right knee. Drop the right foot to the right, the back side of the mat, as you stack your left knee on top of your right knee. Hand to the hip. Drop the hips to the floor. As you inhale, lift the hips, lift the top knee off the floor, left knee. Drop the hips. Inhale, lift, press the hips forward, lift, left knee. Drop the hips. Inhale, lift, reach left arm back, gaze towards your left thumb as you press the hips forward. Lower the knees, twist towards the mat, straighten the legs, heels of the hands in line with the bottom of the rib cage, tuck the toes under, either pressing up through hands and knees or plank to down dog. Firm the front of the thighs, press them back. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. As you exhale, bend your knee, open your side body, reaching right knee towards the sky, right heel towards the left hip. Square the hips as you straighten the leg. Exhale, draw knee to nose, step right foot up between your hands. Lower your left knee to the ground, point the toes back. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, bend your left knee. Right hand to your right thigh, left hand reaches behind you to grab your inner arch of your left foot. Pull the left heel towards you as you twist a little deeper to the left. Release your left foot. Reach both arms over your head. As you exhale, twist, bringing your left elbow to the floor inside of your right foot. Twist open to the right, reach right arm up towards the sky. Bend your left knee, dropping the left foot to the floor, reach your right leg long. Inhale, lift the leg. Tap the right foot in front of the mat, then tap it behind. Tap it forward, tap it behind. Tap it forward. This time as you tap it behind, reach right arm behind you, gaze towards your right thumb. Press your hips forward. Release right elbow to the floor, knees to the floor, hips to the floor. Heels of the hands in line with the bottom of the rib cage, tuck the toes under, press up hands and knees or plank to down dog. Catch your breath. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Bend the left knee, kicking left heel towards right hip. Push through the hands. Reach the right thigh back further. Inhale, square the hips. Straighten the leg. Exhale, draw knee to nose. Step your left foot up between your hands. Right knee to the floor, toes point back. Inhale, lift up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, bend your right knee, kicking your heel towards your hip. Twist open to the right, left hand to the knee, right hand to the foot, grab the foot. Twist open towards your right foot. So a lot of times we do this twist the opposite way. So twisting towards your right foot. Release the foot to the floor. Now twist towards the left. So right elbow plants inside of left foot. Press into your left knee with your left hand to twist open a little bit more to the left. Reach left arm up. Bend the right knee, drop the foot towards the right edge of your mat. Stack left knee on top of right. And then straighten the left leg. Lift the hips a little higher. Tap the right foot in front. And then tap it behind you. Tap it in front. Tap it behind. One more time in front. As you tap behind, reach left arm behind you, gaze towards your left thumb as you press your hips forward. Release. Both elbows to the floor, twist back towards your mat. Lower the hips. Lower the belly, heels in line with the bottom of the rib cage. Tuck the toes under. Press up hands and knees or plank to down dog. And breathe. Notice your breath. Notice the wildness of the practice. Your ability to just let go and go with it. Bend your knees to the floor. Toes point back. Send your hips towards your heels, forehead towards the floor. Resting in child's pose. So we're working our way to wild thing, and we haven't quite gotten there, but lots of things that look like it. Opening the hips, stabilizing the shoulders, side body, spine. So hopefully you're feeling those things open, becoming more accessible. Start to reach the hands forward. Inhale, shift up to tabletop. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, press your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. As you exhale, bend right knee to nose, step a right foot up between your hands, stay on your back toes. Inhale, lift up, crescent warrior. Firm the back of your left thigh, sink your right hip a little deeper. As you exhale, open up to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Firm your right hip in and down. Reach to the outer edge of your back heel, gaze over your right fingertips. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Take your left hand inside your right thigh. Right hand reaches behind you, gaze up. And then as you exhale, switch. Reach your right hand in front of your left hip, gaze under your left arm. Inhale, reverse. Left hand reaches in front of right hip. Right hand reaches back. Stretch the right side body. Exhale, open to the left or to the right. Left side body opens. Inhale one more time. Reverse your warrior. It's time as you exhale, plant your right hand to the floor in front of your right foot. Shift your left foot up halfway. Reach right hand a little further forward. Shift to your right foot, coming into half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. Stack left hip on top of right hip. Rotate the rib cage, open to the left. Bend your right knee, step your left foot to the back of the mat, stay on your toes. Left hand comes to the floor inside your right foot. Come to the outer edge of your left foot. Step your right foot in front of your left foot. So they're stacked. Reach right arm up. As you exhale, bend your knees and squat towards your feet. Push your left arm forward, reach your right arm forward. Inhale, straighten your legs. Exhale, squat towards the back of your mat, pushing your left hand forward. Inhale, straighten your legs. One more time, squat. This time, as you inhale, hover your right leg over your left. Step the foot behind, lower the hip to the ground. Reach your right leg long. Take your right hand to the floor, behind your right hip. Reach left arm up. Press both feet into the floor. So inner edge of your left foot, outer edge of your right, and lift your hips. Lower your hips. Twist back towards your mat. Tuck the toes and press back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, lift left leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend knees to nose. Step left foot up between your hands. Stay on your right toes. Inhale, reach arms over your head, coming into crescent warrior. Firm the back of your right thigh. Draw your left hip down and in, firm the outer hip. And then twist open to Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Left knee is bending towards the pinky edge of your foot. Hug the hip in. Gaze over your left fingertips. As you inhale, reverse your warrior. Right hand comes in front of left hip. Left arm reaches back. Exhale. Left hand comes in front of right hip. Right arm to ear. Gaze under your right arm. Inhale. Reverse your warrior. Right hand in front of left. Left hand reaches back. Gaze up. Exhale, reverse, gaze under your right arm. Inhale, one more time, reach it back. Time as you exhale, side bend, bring your left hand in front of your left foot. Right foot shifts up, left hand shifts up. Straighten your left leg, stacking your right hip on top of your left. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Really rotating the left rib cage towards your right rib cage. Bend your left knee, right foot step to the back of the mat. Twist to the right. Twist to bring your right hand down. Inside your left foot. Come onto your right toes. Stay on your right hand, rotate to the outer edge of your right foot. As you stack your inner edge of your left foot in front of your right foot, arm reaches up. Squat to the back of the mat as you reach left arm forward, push right hand down. Inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, push right foot, hand down to squat to the back. Straighten. One more squat. Straighten. Lift left leg up, step it behind. Lower both hips to the ground. Reach left leg long. Left hand comes behind left hip. Both toes turn to the left. Lift the hips as you gaze towards your right thumb. Lower the hips. Twist back towards your mat. Come to knees and then press back. Downward facing dog. This one's it. It's the wild one. So slow down your breath. Prepare. Here we go. Inhale, right leg lifts high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend knee to nose, step right foot up between your hands. Stay on your left toes. Inhale, rise up, crescent warrior. Exhale, rotate open, Virabhadrasana 2. One time, reverse your warrior. Gaze under your right arm. Exhale, side bend. Bring right hand to the floor, shifting right into that Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Pause here. Option for the back bend, we worked for it. Kicking your left heel to your hip, grabbing the front of your foot, pressing the front of the foot into the hand, rotating heart, right ribs to the left. Release your left foot, bend the right knee, left hand plants inside of your right foot, step right foot in front of left foot, one time squat to push through your left hand, straighten your legs, hover your right foot over your left, step the foot to the floor, lift the hips, take the pose, wild thing, gaze towards your right thumb, left shoulder drawing down your back, twist towards your mat. You have the option for down dog, or if you want a vinyasa, we haven't done a traditional vinyasa, you can do that. Slow down the breath. One more side. Inhale, left leg lifts high, three-legged dog. Exhale, bend knee to nose, step left foot up between your hands. Stay on your right toes. Inhale, lift up, crescent warrior. Exhale, open up, warrior 2. Inhale, one, reverse warrior, cross right hand in front of left hip. As you exhale, transition, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Pause here. Option for the back bend. Bending right knee, kicking right heel towards hip, reaching behind with your right hand, grabbing the front of the foot, kicking to twist open to the right. You have the grab, release the foot, bend the left knee, twist right hand inside of left foot, step left foot in front of right, arm up, exhale, squat towards the back of your mat, inhale, straighten your knees, hover left foot, step it behind, strike your wild thing, gaze towards your left thumb. Twist towards your mat. You want one last vinyasa, go for it. Otherwise, downward facing dog. Slowing down your breath. Bending your knees to the floor. Knees wide, toes together. Set your hips back towards your heels into child's pose. Slow down the breath. Noticing your heart rate. Noticing the side body. A lot of what we did today made space in the ribs. Both stabilized and mobilized the shoulders. Both of those things can have an effect on the breath, the fullness and the depth of the breath. Shift forward to tabletop. Cross your ankles, sit your hips towards the floor and reach the legs out long in front of you. Roll your inner knees towards the floor. Make sure you're sitting up on your sit bones. As you inhale, reach your arms over your head. And as you exhale, hinge forward, coming into a forward fold. Continuing to allow the breath to soften. Bring your hands on either side of your knees. Use your hands to press yourself up. Stretch the arms out in front of you. Lift up straight. As you exhale, start to scoop your lower belly towards your spine. And moving as slowly as you can, allow one vertebrae at a time to release to the floor. Kind of reestablishing that core engagement. And when you land on the floor, hug your knees in towards your chest, rocking a little side to side. Perhaps you continue to hug in, or perhaps separate your knees, reach inside your knees, and grab the outer edges of your feet with your hands. Soles of the feet up towards the sky, happy baby. And press your hips towards the floor. You can decide if you want a still baby or a rocking baby. And release your feet. Hug your knees in towards your chest one last time. Inhale. As you exhale, completely let go, extending legs long to the floor. Or if you prefer, you can stay with your knees bent, either knocking in or opening wide for Supta Baddha Konasana. And shifting to make sure you feel an even amount of weight on both sides of the body. Arms out to the side, palms facing up. Come back into the natural flow of your breath. Neither trying to deepen it or extend it. Just allow it to be its own natural rhythm. And start to notice where your mind has gone. One big difference between humans And the wildness of nature is our mind. Sometimes it can be very helpful. Innovation, evolution. And sometimes it can just get in the way. So having our practice, whether that be the physical practice that puts us in wild movements and challenges us to let go of overthinking and just to roll with it. Rather, it be the quieting of the mind as we sit at the beginning and ending of our practice with our breath, with our constant. Learn to tame the human mind. Slowly start to invite movement back into your body, wiggling your fingers and your toes. As you inhale, reach your arms over your head, extend through heels or toes, finding inner body length. And as you exhale, roll onto your side body, pausing. Noticing how your body feels, your breath, your mind. And using your hands and your arms, slowly press yourself up to a seated position. And bringing your hands to touch at heart center, feeling as your hands connect yourself meet self. As you inhale, lift your heart towards your hands. As you exhale, bow into the space of your heart, connecting to that wild inner spirit deep within, the true self. And thank you for rolling around and playing with me today, getting a little wild. Namaste.